Hi, I'm Monster Mike, and today we're gonna be talking about the SA tackle box. And right here I have the premium box, and I'm pretty stoked to see what we have inside because I actually helped pick out the baits. Let's go fishing. So I got my 6-inch wacky worm right here, and I'm gonna show you how to rig it up. Some people, they like to wacky rig it like this, but I like to thread it. So I'm gonna show you how. And also people like to use split shots or bullet weights with their worms. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the hook and just go right at the top right here, poke it in just a little bit, and then poke the hook back out. Run the worm all the way back. It's gonna bend right here. You want that worm to lock in just like that. And then here, most people don't really know about this part. You don't want to just stick the hook in like that. Give the worm a little bend, because when you put the hook in, it's gonna be straight just like that. But wait, there's more. If you want to rig it weedless, all you gotta do is grab the worm right here, pull it up just a tad, and stick the tip of the hook inside the worm. That way your worm is weedless if you have a lot of debris in your spots. And I know what you guys are thinking, but how are you gonna hook the fish if your worm is in the hook? When the fish grabs it and you set the hook will pop out every time. I can't wait to use this. Let's go catch some fish. So the first thing you wanna do is get a good cast. Just like that. Whoop. All right, so before I close the bail, I'll let it drop just a little bit, then I'll close. So my presentation with this worm, reel, twitch, 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 and just like that. So all I did was just twitch, and I got a fish. Woo! And that's how you use the worm. Man, this is an awesome Miami bass. He choked that worm. Look at that. These SA worms work every time. Oh my gosh, this is sick. All right, so the first thing you want to do is get the tip of your hook right here, and you want to place it in the center of the top of the worm, just like that. Poke it in, but not too far. You want to stop kind of like where the bend starts and poke the hook right back out. Then you want to run the worm all the way to the back of the hook and lock it in right here where the hook turns. So it's gonna look something like this. And this is a part a lot of people don't do that it really helps. So all you gotta do is just pinch the worm in just a little bit, just like that. Stick the worm like that, because that way the worm is straight when you're done. And to rig it up weedless, you want to grab the worm right here, pull it up, and then stick the tip of the worm inside just a little bit, just like that. That way your worm won't get caught in any weeds and debris, and when a fish grabs it, the worm hook will pop out every time. Let's go catch some bass. All right, so the first thing you want to do is get a good cast, and I'm gonna let this worm sink. Let's see if we can catch some fish. Nice cast on the worm. I'm gonna keep my bail open just a little bit. I like to use these worms like this because the way their tails is so awesome when it's swimming. So I just use a constant slow reel just like that. And it's pretty awesome because it imitates like a little lizard or a worm just ready to get crushed by a largemouth bass. And you want to give it a good hook set. Woo! Wow, guys, the SA subscription box is awesome. It came with awesome worms and it's helping me land fish every time. Take a look at this chunker. Nice little belly on him. We're gonna release him. Let's see if we can catch a bigger one. He choked it. Beautiful largemouth bass. Let's let her go. Thank you for the fight. So here we go. The first thing you want to do is grab the tip of the hook and poke it in just like this. Stop right there, not too far, and then poke the hook right back out. You want to run the boot tail all the way to the back where the hook bends and lock it in just like that. So it's going to look something like this. And then this is the part that a lot of people don't know. So you give it a little push inside and jab that hook coming out through the top, and then poke out the hook just like that. So it's gonna look like this. I don't think I'm gonna use this one weedless, but to rig it up weedless, all you gotta do is just stick this all the way up. You don't have to push it in like you would do with a worm. All you gotta do is slide it up and it's weedless every time. I'm just gonna expose the hook a little bit because I know how these fish are. Let's see if we can catch some fish with the SA boot tail. All right, so you're gonna start by finding some good water. So I walked at this side because I wanted to find more moving water for this, because I wanna imitate this like a fish that is swimming. I don't want too still of water because then it gives the bass a little something to see and then it knows that it's fake. So I'm gonna cast this into the wind since there's not a lot of weight on it, and then I'm gonna give it a nice retrieve so it looks like it's swimming. Let's go. We're gonna start off with a long cast. As soon as it lands, I'm gonna give it that, ooh. So it's swimming on top of the water just like that. It creates sound and bubbles on top of the water and it drives the bass crazy. So constant reel so the bass sees that it's moving like a shiner. Oh, I got one. I think I got one. Oh! Oh, this might be a better one. This might be a better one. Oh my gosh. Oh, here he is. Oh my gosh. Oh, and another. Okay, so I had to let it sink a little bit. Look, he even chewed off the back of my tail. There was a paddle in the back, a boot. This boot bait, man. This is sick. Constant reel in, he thought it was a live fish. Bam, another beautiful largemouth bass. This is awesome. See you, buddy. Mwah. Alright guys, so largemouth bass loves crawfish. So this imitates a nice little crawdad or a crawfish. So here's step one. Just puncture the hole right here, poke it out, run the crawdad all the way, lock it in right there. So it's gonna look like this. Now you wanna pinch the crawdad in and then poke the hook out just like that. So it's gonna look like this. Sweet. We're gonna have it a little weedless. We'll have it just like that. This is sick. And that's how you rig up a crawdad. Let's see if we can catch a fish. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to use the flip and crawl. It has a little weight to it, so we should be able to cast it far. Nice, just like that. So you wanna have a good cast. I'm gonna let it sink a little bit because the water right here is a little deep. And then I'm gonna close my bail, tighten up my line, and give it some crawdad pops. Like, pop, pop, like, bam. You want to imitate the bait like the actual real crawfish, so pop, pop, pop. Ooh, right there. Ooh, bunch of activity that we saw right there in the corner. Oh my gosh, big bass! Oh! Okay, you know what? He ain't that big, but hey, we'll take him. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to use this frog. I'm gonna cast with the wind right now. So you wanna make a nice long cast. Just like that. And to work the frog, I just give it a nice steady retrieve and pops, twitches at the same time. I like this motion. It gives the fish time to see the frog and it makes a cool ripple in the water. Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice. You hit it on the edge. Right on the edge. Oh, sweet. Oh, on the frog, on the SA frog right here. Guys, this is sick. This is sick. Their baits never fails me. This is another largemouth bass. Look at that. Crushed a frog. He even dented his head. You were that hungry? Wow, guys. You got to get yourself an SA subscription box. Awesome tackle. It helps you catch and lands the fish that you're targeting. So I just completed the SA Tackle Box Challenge, and I challenge you guys to do the same. So when you order your box, all you got to do is snap a picture with your catch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.